What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Rafael, and this is VISO'S Travel. First of all, before we go, can everybody see me and hear me? Okay, put it down in the comments so I know everybody can hear me. Because last week I went on for a couple of minutes and I didn't have any audio. So let me know if you can hear me. Okay. What's going on, Biso? Okay. And, it's like I'm disappearing just like Michael J. Fox and Back to the Future. All right. Let's take a look who is in the chat. All right. I can see and hear you. Very good. Let's take a look who is in the chat. And the first one, cruising on the high seas. Hello, you all. Rob from Canada. Happy birthday to you, eh? And of course, what's going on, YouTube? And then we have somebody that may have something to do with this train in here, traveling with Nick P. Who is this crazy guy who spent over a month traveling America by train? I bet you wish it was this one. So you can go back in time and forwards, right? And then we have Anne Hanley. Hello, Anne. How are you? Are you still traveling, Nick P? I think he will have your answer here in just a minute. And she is saying hello to Amanda. And Amanda is invisible again. She's yet again wearing that green suit. So if you want to see her, you may have to throw some paint at the screen. No, she's not here yet. She probably got busy at work. And then we have triple N, Nautical Nurse Nancy. What's going on, Biso? By the way, Nancy, we will be together with your friend Sarah on Saturday. And Bob. So here is Lori S. Hello, everyone. Hello to you too. I can see and hear you. Yes. Cruising on the high seas. We can hear you. Okay, very good. Then we have Amy. Hello, Amy. Hello. How are you? Then I see and hear a Spaniard. All right, perfect. Magic hands. That is right. Happy birthday, Rob, again. All right. Then we got Foreman, Kenneth Oakes. Less than a year for our cruise, buddy. Less than a year. Hello, everyone. I'm typing through a tablet, so I cannot tag. Very good. Then Paul Vines. Hello, VISO'S Travel, driving and listening. All right. So now that we went through... Oh, wait a second. There's more comments. A. Sorry, it was my horrible accent. Sarah and Bob, awesomeness. Yes, we will be seeing Sarah and Bob, Dewey, Gary and Eva. The Life is Good Today, Alma and Ronnie. Then the Traveling Shorts, Shona and Jonathan. And then we will see Mark and Stephanie from the cruise wall. So we are going to see a lot of people. We're going to go out to dinner on Saturday night before our cruises. Yes, Saturday night before our cruises. Then we have our moderator, Danny. Hello, Danny. Hello. All right. So now that we go through the comments, let's bring up my visitors for the day. I'm sure you know who it is, but from the picture over here. So let's bring him up. Are you ready to come up? All right. So here comes Nick P.
Hey,
Hello,
guys.
Nick. How are you?
Oh, tired. tired. I've gone, if you think about it, Rafi, driving Boston to Los Angeles, my trip was about 4.5 times that drive. So two round trips and then halfway across.
Wow, that is crazy. And this lasts you what, 33 days? Is that right?
33 days. This is my first time back in Minnesota on a regular basis since October 27th.
So before we start talking, uh, have you uploaded anything to your channel? Where can people see uh, information about what you went through? Have you have any videos up or anything like that?
I have a lot of shorts and whatnot up already on my channel, Traveling with Nick P. It's a black background with a green lettering and a white bar across. It pops up. I've excuse me on some of the people I've met on the train when I showed them. It starts to come up as a suggestion on YouTube. So there's a fair amount of people searching my name.
There is his channel logo, and I'm sure Danny or somebody else, if
Yeah,
you
I'm sure
don't
Danny
mind
will.
putting his channel up, the link for his channel, some people
Yeah,
can subscribe if they're not subscribed to the channel.
yeah. But no,
So
Rafi is crazy how many states I crossed.
I bet. I mean, so when did this started? When did you get this idea of
I got
traveling
it.
for 33 days?
I got it about a year ago. I started with about, well, 2 weeks ago today was my 30th birthday. So it's like, what's something epic to do for a 30th birthday? Oh, it's like, I need to go out and travel America by, well, at first it was going to be a plane to Georgia to see our friend Magnificent Germany with Darian. But then it's like, planes are okay, but I don't want to do that. I want to do the train. And then it expanded out to just a couple of weeks and then a few more weeks. And then I maxed it out at 33 days off of work, where really nobody can get that much time off at once in a regular job.
So you had this accumulated for how many years? Have you had
Well, just
needed
one,
to
just one. I
really?
used pretty much 95% of my time this year. But the way my postal calendar fell, I was able to amplify my days off. So I took a lot less days, but it still amplified my time off to where I can be off 33 full days.
Wow, that is incredible. So where did you start? You started in Minnesota, correct?
Minneapolis, St. Paul. And then I went out to, some of you guys may have not heard of this town, Williston, North Dakota. If you think of North Dakota, Williston is the northwest corner, so about maybe 10 or so miles short of Montana. Went out to visit my brother. And then I took the train from Williston that same day back to Chicago. And I spent the night in Chicago, went to that Giordano's, had it at, oh my gosh. You know, Rafi, it's a good pizza when you lift it up and the cheese just keeps coming up and up and up.
I know I finished one of those. Giordano's is I there's a debate there. There's two main pizza places there. I think Giordano's is better,
Yeah.
but that's the only one I have tried. So
Yeah. And
I'm
locals are
biased.
telling me there's other spots that are better. It's like, yeah, this one was close. And heck, Rafi, that small one seems like the size of a baby's head. So it's like, I don't need no medium or large. That's for multiple people. Just me, it's like, yeah, I'm good with just one. And then I had a drink at the bar at my hotel that looks similar to I forget who told me this, but that crystal ball one on the Mardi Gras. I heard that it's like a bubble that pops and it looks like it's smoking.
Yeah, it's called Crystal Ball. Correct. They make the drink and then they put the bubble on the
Yeah,
top.
it was very similar. They called it strawberry lemon drop at the hotel I had in Chicago. And it looked like it did the same thing where they put the bubble and then about like 30 seconds later the bubble pops and it looks like your drink is smoking.
Yeah, this one popped very quickly. I wanted Amanda to pop it, and we didn't even get that chance.
Yeah, I did get a short of mine popping because it popped too quick at first, but then the bartender came back and did another bubble, and then that one it seemed like it took like a minute for it to pop. But
Yeah,
I
that's
did
what I
get,
wanted to do. I wanted to do a slow motion of mine. I got
yeah,
it on my video, but I really wanted the slow motion. But it's okay.
yeah, it's okay. And then I took a train the next night from Chicago to DC called the Cardinal, which goes down through Indianapolis, Cincinnati, through West Virginia out to Washington D.C. And then in Washington, I don't know, Rafi, if you ever heard of Where's Waldo?
Uh
Yeah, I was Waldo for Halloween out in Washington, D.C. So people were like, hey, I found you.
huh. Yeah, I saw you. You look fantastic for sure.
Yeah. So that was a lot of fun. Got to go to Washington, D.C., do that.
Do
And
you
then
see
that,
that on the screen? Lori says that's why our mail is late.
yeah. And I actually got to meet Lori out in Los Angeles.
Mm.
Yeah. But no, I had that. And then I boarded the train that night from Washington up to Boston. And in Boston, I got to see Ryan Donahue. So I went walking around looking at the historical sites. And then I met him for lunch at Quincy Market and had to have some clam chowder. You ever had clam chowder, Rafi?
No, I never have. I'm a very picky eater,
Are you?
so I don't know if I would like it or not, but I
I
may have
do.
to give it a try.
Yeah, I do. I'm not a big seafood eater. Well, we're all seafood eaters, of course, but I'm not a big ocean seafood eater. But
Well, it's
a
kind
good
of
clam.
funny that you mentioned that. When I took my wife to my city in Spain, you
Yeah,
know, it's like we are in a seaport. I mean, one
yeah,
of the main things is like the crabs and the lobster that you have
yeah,
over. But here, when you go to Red Lobster, you see a very clean looking crab and lobster. When over there, they still have the moss and they still have like shells stuck to it. And you know, you open it up and all this liquid comes out. My wife said,
yeah.
I like Red Lobster. I don't like
Oh
it.
yeah. Red lobster is okay, but it's not anywhere near what it could be being fresh and closer to the ocean. But no, that was fun to get to see Ryan. And then I took a train from Boston through Albany, New York. I went right by the Q's cruisers, Sarah and Bob. It's like I wish I had time to stop, but it is what it is. On my way to Cleveland. And then in Cleveland, I don't know if you heard, Rafi, and some other people heard, my bag got delayed.
Your bag, yes.
My bag got delayed in New York. It was supposed to be put on the same train I was on, except coming out of New York City. And somebody in New York screwed it up. So I had to go out and buy a bunch of new clothes with family there. I'm still waiting on my insurance company to pay me they're paying me 3/5 of what I paid on it. So it's like, at least it's something. I'm still waiting on that. But that's travel for you.
So is the like Amtrak paying you for the bag or who or your
Insurance
credit
company,
card or you had insurance?
insurance.
Oh,
My
okay.
I have a policy where my bag was. I had a policy because it ends today, of course. But I had a policy where if my bag was delayed over 12 hours, I am due $300.
Okay.
But they're fighting me on it, so I'm getting ready to. No pun intended. I'm getting ready to railroad them.
Hmm. That happened to us like the one of the first or second time that we took the whole family to Spain. They lost like two or three of our bags.
Yeah,
And since I had a policy with American Express, American Express said just go buy your stuff, just submit the receipts, and they gave me all that money back. So I got all these free clothes. I mean, it was incredible.
I know, right? But no, Raphael, get it. I've proved my case already. It's just they say with all the stuff going on, it's 4 to 6 weeks for processing. Like whatever.
Yeah, how
Okay.
hard it is to give a money for a lost bag, right? But
I know, right? How hard is it for a company that makes billions to just pay out $300? But whatever. No, got this. It luckily happened in Cleveland in a big city, so I was able to get it fixed there and get new stuff to get on the rails again. And then after that, I took the train from Cleveland through Chicago down to Fort Worth, Texas, where I had a 5-hour layover, and then I boarded a train called the Heartland Flyer that goes up to Oklahoma City. And I got to meet some crazy guy there who was a sixth grade geography teacher. And
this crazy guy right here.
yeah, that crazy guy. And then I got to meet Landon, and Landon was scared of me, Rafi, at first because of my height.
Yeah, I mean you are tall.
I know, right? You saw that picture of me towering over
Yeah,
him with his dad, right?
extremely tall. I mean, how tall are you?
About 6'8", 6'9".
Wow, man. You ever
Yeah,
play any basketball or anything? Or
a little bit, but I never really had the physical mentality to go, get any deeper into it. But I did
Mm,
have the build for that or offensive line, but I just never built up the muscular strength and getting the ability behind it. But no, I got to meet Danny. We went out to IHOP, and that was fun. Stayed at a hotel in downtown Oklahoma City, and then the next morning took the train back to Texas. Got to see some other YouTube friends I have that I don't know if they're not really affiliated with the groups that we know, but they're through a channel called Walter's World. I don't know if you ever heard of them, Rafi.
Walter's World, of course I have.
Yeah, but they're through that
Yeah,
one.
I follow him and his wife.
Yeah, I do. They're through that one. I'm a part of a group through them where we're supporters of their channel, and we got a friends group off of that one. Different
Nice.
ones that live in the Dallas, Texas area. And then I got to spend 3 days with one of my mom's cousins and her family near Dallas. That was fun. Her 4-year-old granddaughter was attached to my right arm the whole time.
Foreman, aka Kenneth, he put the link for his channel, so
Thanks,
go
Kenny.
check it out. Subscribe. I mean, he has very good videos. He has one video that because he's so tall, he actually crossed the Mississippi in one step. So
I
if
know,
you
right? I'm
want to
Paul
check it
Bunyan.
out,
Oh, but no, got to spend time with them and see extended family. The lady is her dad was a older brother to my grandfather, so first cousin of my mother. She is a sweetheart. And luckily, when I was in Texas, I got a call from the Cleveland Amtrak station that my bag was found. It showed up 2 days later. So they got it to me when I was in Texas, and I was able to get reset down there. And it only cost me $50 to send my new suitcase back home to Minnesota. I was like, yeah, I should do that.
oh, so
So then,
you didn't wanna keep both of them. You just put in
no,
everything back on your old one, and okay.
yeah, I kept everything I needed to get by in my new one. And then, I mean, not my new one, my old one. And then I sent the new one back to Minnesota with all the new stuff that I could get by without. And I also took the opportunity, Rafi. I bought a bunch of barbecue sauce at Bucky's. And I bought a book from my father in New York for the town he grew up in. And, well, not grew up in, he was born in Troy, New York. So I got a book about that when I was at the train station out there. So I took the opportunity, shipped a bunch of stuff home. But then after that, I boarded the train in Dallas and I was on my way from Dallas to Chicago, Chicago to Pittsburgh. And in Pittsburgh, I boarded a train called the Pennsylvanian, which goes from Pittsburgh through central PA to Philly. And I did not realize this until the day before. The first stop out there in Pennsylvania is Greensburg, Pennsylvania. And you know who's in Greensburg?
Who's
To Travel and Tour.
Oh yeah, so got to meet him.
I wish they were. This was when they went on that 4-day cruise
Oh,
from
with
Dewey
yeah.
and Gary and I forget who else put them up on it. But they were out of town, and plus I only had like a 30 seconds in the station. I couldn't even step off the train anyways. But it's like, really, when I'm there, you guys are not. But is what it is.
Lori said Nick did not seem that tall. He fit fine in my Sonata.
I know, right? I fit pretty good, well in her car. It was fun to see Lori out there in Los Angeles, but I'll get to that when I get to the LA part. But no, I got out to Philly. I had some guy in Philly threaten to beat my head in because he was trying to push me in the arm, asking something. And he's like, "Oh, that's disrespectful." But when you're in a big city, you don't answer people doing that. You just keep moving. All right. No, and then in Philly, I got to meet some people. I got to meet Bill and Lucy. That
You
was
get
pretty neat.
you get to meet Lucy. Just Lucy?
Bill and Lucy.
Oh, Bill and Lucy. Okay.
Have you got to meet them yet, Rafi?
No, not yet. No.
Yeah, they're sweethearts. Yeah, they
No.
came. They came and got me at my hotel in downtown Philly. I did that Rocky motions at the top of the steps,
Mm-hmm.
and we went over to New Jersey and ate at a Jersey diner. They didn't have pork roll, which I don't even know what that is, but it's supposed to be some Jersey thing. But I
Mm-hmm.
had a nice dinner with them, or lunch or dinner, whatever, with them before they brought me back to the train station. And then in Philly, I boarded a train from Philadelphia to Savannah, where some crazy guy that really loves that Germany picked me up in Savannah. Did you see that one, Rafi, the video he made showing picking me up
Mm-hmm.
off the Amtrak train?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Darian is a hoot. I mean,
Yeah,
he is a great guy. I remember. Hopefully, you get to go to Helen this coming year for the
yeah,
second annual, because we had a fantastic time with him.
yeah.
Me and for your birthday, right?
Yeah, for because I asked him about a year ago. It's like, would you be okay if I come down to Georgia to see you for my 30th? He's like, heck yeah. And no, it was neat meeting him. And I mean crazy in a good way. That he's crazy, but a good crazy.
Oh yes, definitely a good crazy.
Yeah.
And did he take you to eat spaghetti eyes?
At the end of the week, he did. So we
Okay.
went, checked around Savannah, did our first interview with him. I did my first interview with him down there, and then we drove up. We were gonna go to one of his, meet for his daughter for gymnastics, but they changed the time at the last minute on him. It's like, God, that sucks. But it is what it is. We understood it was a different time, but then at the last minute they changed it. It's like, sometimes things happen out of your control.
Yeah, I mean that happens to me because my daughter's in gymnastics, and uh, sometimes they change it. Sometimes you don't even know when she competes. I mean, they give you a range from Friday to Sunday,
Yeah.
and it's fine if have to drive a couple of hours. But when we have to go to Kansas City, when we have to go to Florida, we want
Or didn't
that
you
to
have
be.
one in Iowa too?
Yeah, that was last year. That was
Yeah.
the the last meet of the year, the nationals,
Yeah.
and yeah. But sometimes you don't get the travel meets like with a week in advance. It's like I cannot drop everything and buy a plane ticket. With a week in advance is crazy.
I know, right? Prices are sky high when you wait that close too. But
Hmm.
I know I got to meet his in-laws were in town for about a day or so after I got there, so I got to meet them too. That was fun. That they were sweethearts too from Connecticut. I got to meet them, and then we did. He went down. I got to meet his mom, Pat, and a lot of his extended family down in Florida. And
Hmm.
his mom was so sweet. Even though Rafi, it was the day after my birthday, they still went out and bought me a birthday cake over at Publix down there in Florida.
Oh, that is nice.
Yeah,
So it
and then
wasn't
go
your
ahead.
first time going to Bucky's?
No, I went to
No.
Bucky's for the first time last year on that really long road trip I did.
Okay.
That was my first time going to Bucky's. But on this trip, I made it to Bucky's in Texas, Georgia, and Florida. They're all pretty much the same. It's just
Hmm.
the extra stuff they have in there. Like in Georgia, it's twisted towards Georgia. In Florida, it's twisted towards Florida. But all the food and candy selections pretty much the same.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I had the pleasure of going to Bucky's once so far. I mean, I've seen it many times after that, but we didn't stop.
yeah. It's fun. And I bought a fleece blanket at Bucky's for the rest of my train travel that had the beaver logo on it. So it's like, well, while I'm traveling on the train, I'm gonna have a nice big beaver on me.
Yeah, Rob is asking, what's Bucky's? Bucky's is like humongous gas station. They
It's about
have,
it's like a 50-foot. It's a 50,000 square foot gas station, Rob.
and inside they have everything you can think of and more. They have barbecue, they got clothes, they got
They got like
candy,
70. They
beer.
have like 70 kinds of pop.
Yeah,
They got a little
it's
bit of
crazy.
everything. But no, I got to spend time with his family down there, and then we went back up to spend time with his kids and whatnot in Georgia. But let's see, what about these right now to beat the shorts? Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but no,
then Rob said, it's like Wawa.
I don't know. I haven't been to Wawa. Have you been to Wawa, Raphael?
No, I don't even know what Wawa is.
It's another gas station.
Okay, and Rob, Chris says similar but better. Okay.
I guess so. Chris would know because Wawa is a gas station brand in the South.
Yeah, 125 to 150 gas pumps. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I got to do that, and then got to spend time with his wife and kids in Georgia. They were awesome too. And then after that, I went from Georgia, central Georgia, there up to. Let's just look at something here for a second. I went up to see Helen with Darren. That was fun.
And that's where you got the spaghetti eyes, right?
Yeah, we got the spaghetti ice. I had schnitzel with him. I had I don't know if you've seen his videos on the Schweinehaxe, or you were there last year. You saw the Schweinehaxe, the big, huge chunk of meat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, had a Schweinehaxe with him. So that was fun. And then seeing how beautiful Helen is, that's styled after a European town.
Did you ride the roller coaster down the hill?
I wanted to, but I only had time for it. We went up to Anarubi. And then
you went up with him. I did. Wow.
No, he didn't. He didn't make it up because with his leg stuff, he couldn't do that steep climb. But when we went up there, he served, so of course he gets in for free, which he should. And then I offered the $5 for me, and then he's like, the guy at the gate is like, "No, enjoy your day. I don't need it." It's like, sweet. But no, I climbed up the that trail. I don't know how the heck Kenny did it. That thing is so freaking
that's what
steep.
I was gonna say. It's like now you know what he had to do to go up in there. So if you guys want to see Kenny going up, I have a video with him going up, and Darian also has a video with him going up, because this place, I mean, it's hard for just a regular person going up.
I had to stop like 3 or 4 times just to catch my breath.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's no joke.
No, it is a very steep climb, and that waterfall is very steep too. Mm-hmm. Holy mackerel, that thing falls a long ways down.
Yeah, but he made it, and I tell you what, the way down was harder than the way up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because he has to keep the brakes on. That is the hard part.
Yeah.
I know. Got to do that, and then after that, he dropped me in a town called Gainesville, Georgia. It's about 45 miles northwest of Atlanta.
Okay.
Because I thought I could get Rafi. I thought I could get a taxi the next morning to the train station. Nobody was answering at 4:30 in the morning when I was calling, because I called early to make sure to have a safety net. Not a single taxi company, Lyft or Uber, was answering me. So it's like, I got to figure something out. I ended up walking 2 miles to the train station because I couldn't get an answer. It's like, I'm not letting not getting an answer from a taxi service make me miss my train.
Wow. Yeah. I had something like that before. Like, you get up at 4. Oh yeah, we just call an Uber for the airport, and there's no Ubers or Lyft around. It's like, wow, it's crazy.
I know, right? So it's like, yeah, this is not going to make me miss my train. So I started walking, and the real fun part was, well, at least it was a smaller town, so the highway was not busy, so I got to walk down the street easily. But then I saw taxis zooming by me. It's like, I'm going to say the polite way. It's like, thank you. I'm so glad you didn't answer my call. But you can imagine, Rafi, the kind of things I was saying when I saw these taxis go by.
Yeah, I am sure.
Yeah, where I'm a nice guy, but it's like, really, dude, I would have tipped someone nicely, but whatever. It makes for a good story now. I made it through just fine.
Yeah, it looks like my story that I tell when we went to New York on our honeymoon. We had to fly out of LaGuardia, and LaGuardia is not the best connected airport to the city. At least it wasn't back in 2002. So they say, "Oh, take the metro to Queens. Get off in Queens, and there is a bus that will take you to the airport." And this was on a Sunday, so we went
Yeah.
there. We got off, bus stop, and somebody, there is no buses to the airport on Sunday. It's like, no, nobody told us. And we are here with all our luggage on the
Yeah.
streets on Queens, and this big black car comes up to us. You want to go to the airport? Yeah. And I guess the taxis in Queens, they are unmarked.
Yeah.
So, so I mean, he had the stuff inside, so it's like I kind of felt safe,
Yeah.
but it's like we didn't know what to do, so we just got in there, and I was trying to keep up with my map. It's like, okay, he's going the right way, but I mean, it's like getting on a car that you don't even know when you get. And the
Yeah.
guy's
I get
like,
you.
whenever you get there, please don't tell them that I'm a taxi. I guess they don't supposed to go into the airport. Just tell them I'm family.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. But hey, it makes for good stories off of travel stuff from that. But
Exactly. But my
what
wife is like, I'm gonna kill you.
I know, right? Oh, but no, I got to after that I took about a night. It was about a 14-hour train ride through Atlanta, Birmingham, down through Mississippi to New Orleans. And I had to spend the night in New Orleans, so it's like what I got to my hotel about 10:30, and I was like, I don't feel like going drinking. I was like 5 blocks from Bourbon Street. But then it's like, yeah, what the heck? I'm in New Orleans. I need to go have a hurricane. So I walked down about maybe 10 blocks down Bourbon Street and went and got myself a hurricane. And of course, I had to find a jazz bar down in New Orleans because when you think of New Orleans, first thing that comes to mind is jazz.
Hmm.
You know, and
You
then
will
had
love the Mardi Gras, man. The Mardi Gras. I mean, the area for New Orleans
yeah,
is so well done. I
yeah,
mean, it's very cool. And here's Ryan saying, "Hey, it's Nick, but not on a train."
yeah. Not on a train for a while, Ryan. I've done enough train traveling for a while. I got to work. Got to go back to real life tomorrow. But no, that was fun. Got to spend the night in New Orleans, and then the next morning, I had a 9 a.m. train out of New Orleans heading through Houston, San Antonio, El Paso, Tucson on my way to LA. And that took about 50 hours to get from New Orleans all the way to Los Angeles.
Wow. Did you get out of that train at all? You just
I got to step off the train in, I could have in Houston, but I was asleep. I got to step off the train in San Antonio and El Paso, but then the rest is just staying on board.
so when you're saying the stop of the train, is that for just a few minutes or
Yeah, just a few minutes.
okay.
But I did, Rafi, in San Antonio. I got my third and final DoorDash.
Okay.
I DoorDashed breakfast 3 times on this trip. Once in North Dakota, once in Pennsylvania, and once in San Antonio. Because in Pennsylvania, on that train to Philadelphia, we got held up for 3 hours because a freight train derailed and was blocking most of the tracks. So they had to clean it up a little bit. And luckily, there was 5 tracks. 3 of them were disabled by this, but 2 of them were okay. So we got to go. We got the okay after about 3 hours to go through. People were ditching the train and hopping cabs and whatnot. Me, it's like I'm sticking this out. I'm going to Philly. I just, it's like I'm spending the night. I don't care when I get there. But no, so I got to LA. We were about 3 hours late because we got this blocked by a disabled freight train out of Houston, and we didn't pull into LA until about 8:55. So I had Rafi. I don't know if you've been. Have you been to LA?
I've been to LA, yes.
Yeah, I had to get from downtown LA to Santa Monica, which can be a hefty drive with traffic. Well, I had to get from downtown LA to Santa Monica by 9:45 that day. for a fully guided tour of Los Angeles and Santa Monica, hitting all the highlights. So I had to pay $30 to have all three of my bags held by Amtrak at Union Station, and I paid a few extra dollars more to Lyft to push me to the front of the line. And I got out to Santa Monica with 3 minutes to spare.
Wow.
Yeah. So I made it in perfect timing. I called and was talking to the tour company I hired, making sure they knew it wasn't my fault, that they alerted my driver that, hey, he's coming. And they ended up picking me up. Santa Monica Pier was the first stop. He picked me up right at the pier. So that worked out. And then some of you may have seen I did a video where I did half and half. I did the first half at Daytona Beach where I said, here I am here at the Atlantic Ocean. I did something along these lines. Here I am at the Atlantic Ocean here at Daytona Beach. And on this trip, it's been so crazy. I'm going sea too. And then at Santa Monica, I finished it off saying to shining sea.
Wow.
Yeah.
Here we have the cruising scene. There's a channel with Sharon and I believe it's Gary. They're from Texas, and they only have about 60 some subscribers. So if we can help them out, just make sure you help them out, and welcome to the chat. I
Yeah.
appreciate
Welcome.
you being here. Today we have Nick talking about his train ride, um, and I am jumping on a Virgin cruise on Sunday, so that's gonna be
Where are you
fun.
going out of, Rafi?
Miami,
Miami. Gotcha.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
so after LA, then you just come back to Minnesota, right?
No, after LA, I boarded the train in LA. We ran along the Pacific Ocean for about 100 miles on my way to Portland, Oregon. And I had about an hour and a half layover in Portland before I boarded another train in Portland to a town called Pasco, Washington, about 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours northeast from there. I had another travel friend that lives in that area that I spent 24 hours with her and her family. I'm supposed to see another friend, but she had work obligations that pulled her out at the last minute, which sucked, but it's life. And got to spend 24 hours with them. And then her husband asked, what I did for Thanksgiving Day. And Thanksgiving Day, I was on the train going up the Pacific coast and didn't have a real Thanksgiving. So they gave me a full plate of their leftovers. It's like, sweet. I never even asked for it. And they, gave it to me.
Nice.
Yeah. And then after 24 hours with them, I boarded another train and went from Pasco to Whitefish, Montana, which is just outside of Glacier Park. Got to spend 24 hours there. And I paid and had a rental car for the day. And turns out I only had 150 miles in my agreement. So I went over like 62 miles, but they only charged me a quarter of a mile. I was like, yeah,
Really?
whatever.
I didn't know they had a limit. I usually get unlimited.
Usually you can, but it's not all the time.
Okay.
So I found out later, Rafi, when they sent me the final itemized one, they charged me a quarter a mile, and it was like 62 miles. So it's like, at least it's only a quarter a mile. That's not much.
Yes, no, it's not bad. I mean, right now we are driving on a rental because we lost one of our cars. We got in a um, how you call it,
Correct?
rear-ended, yeah, in an accident. So
Yeah. But hey, the
uh,
important thing is you guys are okay.
yeah, it was my mother-in-law and my two of my kids. They were in the car.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean they're all okay. I mean some bruises and stuff, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Is the car salvageable? Is it able to be
No,
repaired?
the two airbags went off, so they haven't told me yet that it's total, but I'm pretty certain it's gonna be total because the airbags to put them both in is probably about 7 grand. So
Not worth it.
they're gonna total it. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Are you guys at fault or is it somebody else?
No, yeah, she was at fault.
Oh crap.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's crazy.
it is.
But
It is what it
that's
is.
It's life for you. The important thing is everyone's all right. Maybe a little bruised, but they're all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I had whitefish. Got to spend 24 hours out there and got to go a little bit into Glacier Park. Saw a bunch of deer and a couple of elk. That was cool, and got to see some really beautiful nature. It's beautiful up there in the Montana Rockies.
Nice.
And then yesterday morning in Whitefish, Montana, I boarded my last train from Whitefish, Montana for a 24-hour. Well, it turned out to be a 26-hour ride from Whitefish, Montana, back to Minneapolis, St. Paul this morning.
So, what was the ratio between sleeper trains versus the one that you sit down?
Coach, it was, I think I ended up having like 19 trains. Only 5 of them were sleepers. The rest were coach, which
Okay,
is,
but this last one hopefully was a sleeper or not?
no, it was
Oh,
coach.
it was coach. Okay.
So luckily though, Rafi, I had a hotel, of course, yesterday in Montana. So I was able to take a nice long hot shower before I boarded the train again for my final ride home.
Okay. So, what was your favorite, favorite site, or maybe a favorite train? What was your favorite thing about the whole trip?
It was meeting the people along the way,
Okay.
between friends that I've made on the train, who I'm connected now through Instagram, or some of them text messaging, or it's meeting Darren for the first time in person, or Danny and Landon and my other travel friends down there in Texas. It's the people. Because I'm not afraid to fly. Don't get me wrong. I'll fly if I have to, but I prefer the train because I get to meet people going different places.
And also, since you are tall, it's probably more comfortable, right?
It can be, but Rafi, on these trains out west, I can't stand up straight. I am too tall.
But if you sit down, the seats are comfortable, right? Or not?
Oh yeah, if I sit down, the seats are very comfortable. There's plenty of leg room to stretch out. And in the past, I've had trouble sleeping in coach, but I've come to the point on the train for traveling. I can fall asleep really easy with the slow, rocky motion of the train as we're rolling along.
So, what was your favorite train?
My favorite train was the one from Pittsburgh to Philly, of the Pennsylvanian, because we had what is called a heritage locomotive. Amtrak has about 20 or 30 of them that are painted with different paint schemes of like their past liveries, where they used to have like a blood nose, where today it's like gray and blue with a little swish on top. This one was painted red and had a big thing celebrating their 50th anniversary from this year.
Mhm.
And the conductor said when we got to Philadelphia, if you don't record this, I will let you watch. It's like, okay. She let me come up and watch them take off the diesel locomotive and pull it away. And they let me stick my head in the cab. Wasn't able to step inside, but I was able to stick my head in the cab and see how small it is up there before they pulled it away to the yard.
Wow.
All because Rafi, I was asking her different railroad questions that I know and things I didn't know. And then she saw me recording stuff too. She's like, if you agree to not record this, I'll let you see this. Like, yeah, sure. That sounds good to me.
Oh, so they didn't allow you to record, but you could see it. I got you.
Yeah, they didn't allow me to record because they're not supposed to. So it's like, yeah, I can agree to that.
That is fun, fun, fun. And about the scenery, what was your favorite then?
The the different topography across the country, between the mountains out there in Pennsylvania and the hanging moss down in Georgia and Savannah, to seeing what Darren calls the Georgia snow, the cotton fields, to seeing gators down in Florida, to seeing the bayous out in Louisiana, the desert out in southwest Texas. We were skirting right along the Mexican border, to seeing LA and Santa Monica, to the Pacific Ocean up along the California coast, to Washington State, where it's just beautiful, not exactly pretty close to mountains, but not really, really tall hills. And then finishing out in the Montana Rockies yesterday was so much fun. So
Yeah.
it's seeing a
So,
little bit of everything of America.
so I don't know if you agree with the question. If you don't want to
No,
answer,
I'll listen.
so how much will this put somebody down for? How much will a trip like this will
Well,
be?
like 10 of my rides were what's called the USA Rail Pass, where you can get a pass for 10 rides for $500. So 10 of them were that, and you can do it within, you have to do it within 30 days. So, say for me going from here to New York City, I would have to make a connection in Chicago. So that would be two segments out of the 10. And if
Okay.
somebody wants to get home for that price, they have to be back at their home station within those 10 segments,
Okay. Within the 30 days.
within the 30 days. But
Okay.
mine, I didn't do that. I used all 10 segments, but my pass ran out in Pasco, Washington. So I filled in my trip with different money and points along the way so I could expand it out and see more of the country by train.
Okay. Okay. So if somebody wanted to do it like 10 days, so maybe $1,500 to $2,000 around that.
It could be. Well, if they wanted to do 10 days, it could be a couple grand if they wanted to spring for a sleeper, having an actual bed. But coach seats are really can be really cheap
Okay.
and they're not as bad. The longest I was on the train without a shower was 2 days, where it's like that sucked, but it's life.
Uh, You haven't been on a cruise, have you?
The closest thing I've been to a cruise is I had an overnight lorry ferry from England to the Netherlands, and this ship was so huge and so nice. It had basically, Rafi, everything you would have on a cruise. It just wasn't very long.
But you have a cabin for your own for yourself.
Yes, I did.
So when you compare the bathroom on a train to a cruise, which
Uh,
one would you say is more
the cruise one
comfortable?
is a lot more space. The train one is a pain in the butt because they're so small. But a lot of these cars were built in the 70s and some of them in the 90s, so they're kind of dated.
Okay.
So it makes it hard. But yeah, a cruise one is hands down the best
Yeah,
because
I
mine was.
remember.
Go ahead.
I remember when I traveled by train in Europe,
Yeah,
and a lot of when you go to the bathroom and when you flush, you actually see the train tracks. So your
they don't
staff will
allow that anymore in the states.
the staff will go on the train tracks. It was kind of
Yeah,
funny.
yeah, they don't allow that anymore in the states. I think the EPA outlawed that in like the 80s. So now
Huh.
it's all self-contained, and then in Chicago or wherever the train ends, they got the sanitary people that come out and clean out the system.
Huh.
But they still do that in Canada with a lot of the older cars they have up there. They just open it up and drop it on the tracks.
I mean that's what happens. I mean, you go into the bathroom and you see the train going by. Like,
Yeah,
it's,
but no,
it's,
yeah,
so
it's like,
what was your
go ahead.
favorite train station?
My favorite train station was LA. LA was beautiful. The employees there were awesome when they heard about the epic trip I was on. They gave me a bunch of pins and whatnot and Amtrak memorabilia. And they actually gave me a blue Amtrak employee face mask that the general public can't easily get, all
That
because they
the
heard of the
Amtrak
epic
that you
trips
were
I was
using?
on.
Was that the Amtrak you were using?
Yeah, the big blue one, Rafi, you might have seen me wearing the last like 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
That one is an employee face mask that general public can't get.
Rob is asking if you have ever done the auto train.
No, I've never done the auto train. That's one that I've never done because I would have to drive from here to Virginia to do it. I could rent a car, but it's like, yeah. But no, that's one I've never done, Rob. I've done a lot of other ones, but never the auto train.
Okay, so you will think that the train station in LA will be better than like
Yeah.
Grand Central.
I like it Grand Central, you mean like in New York?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it better than New York. The LA one is absolutely beautiful. Some people, I don't get. Some people, Rafi, say LA sucks and it's full of whatever, a bad town. It was okay. I had fun in Los Angeles.
Oh yeah, it has its good parts and its bad parts, like any other town.
Yeah, Hey, that is something, Danny. I was on one of my trains, the one from New Orleans to Los Angeles. There was a gentleman that was independent contractor taking pictures for Amtrak. I had to sign a release saying that I'm okay with getting my picture taken for commercial purposes.
Cool. We got somebody, Timmy Ray the King. Hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. We're talking about train. Nick here did 33 days on a train, well, various trains, but he traveled the country for 33 days, and he just came back today
This
to.
morning, yep,
Yep.
it is nuts. But no, the fun part was, Rafi, when I got back, my battery was dead because my folks kept,
In your car.
yeah, my folks kept my car for me. So, because being gone 5 weeks, it's like, no, I don't really trust leaving my car anywhere. So I let my folks keep it, and they parked it and forgot to turn off my headlights or whatever. So when I got back, it was dead as heck.
But
But
you had a fix already, right? There
yeah,
was
I had her pull up close to mine, and we let it charge. Jumper cables for about 20 minutes to get some of a charge in there before I turned it over. And now I've been running around all day and did some interstate driving where I could really put the pedal to the metal, get the amperage getting back up, and put some juice back in that battery.
Yeah, talking about cars, the other day, my daughter was going to a party, um, and I guess she forgot a pie here, so she had to come back. And so on the way back, the oil light came on her 2002 Bug. So it's like, well, I have some oil here. Well, she's here. I'm gonna put some oil, right? So I went there, turn off the car, let's have the hood, pour oil in there, close it, start it, it won't start. It will turn over, it won't start. Turn over, it will start for like a half a second, then will die. So she had to take mine. The next morning, sometimes when you let them cool off, sometimes they start nothing, the same thing. So thanks to YouTube, different. I tried different things on YouTube, and finally disconnected the battery. You have to touch the red and the black, so it closed the circuit. Put it back on the battery. Car started right up, and
Cars are funny.
it's running better than ever.
Yeah. That's cars for you. They're always a money pit or some kind of problem.
But I mean, it's like thank to. I always go to YouTube first. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
there's a lot of things that you can fix yourself without having a mechanic present.
Yeah. So now today, Rafi, is all laundry and getting all the. Well, now I have all the extra clothes I bought in Ohio, and then all the stuff I bought along the way. Like this is a Glacier. I can't really show it very well here, but this is a Glacier Park shirt. It's getting all that together and storing it away because I don't get to wear a ton because I had to work at the post office a lot, so I got to wear my postal uniform.
So,
But
do you usually wear shorts or long pants? Because you're in
where?
Minnesota, so
Oh, this time of year, I'll be wearing heavier long pants
okay.
and a jacket and whatnot. But during the summer, I can get away with shorts up here.
Mm. Ryan is asking, did anyone else besides Darion get videos of any of your trains?
I don't think so, but it is what it is. Darian was only able to get the train into Savannah. He wasn't able to get the one into Gainesville, Georgia, because that was he dropped me off on a Saturday night and he had to be at church early the next Sunday morning. So he wasn't able to, but I don't think anyone else was able to, Ryan. But that's okay.
So happy to be home.
I'm indifferent. I'm not happy to be here, but I did have a happy journey, and I mean, roughly, it it was a fun journey. It's some. I don't think I'll ever top this. I don't think there's any way to ever top what I just completed.
Do you think about moving? Maybe you found a better place than where you live.
I'm tempted by Georgia, but I can't at the moment. I got other. Oh, I told you, Rafi, about keep it off the public one. Just all I'll say is I got other fish on the fry that I don't know if it's gonna be anything, but it's worth a shot because it's better to shoot and miss than to not shoot at all.
Yep,
You know?
I agree. Well, good luck with that.
Yeah. But no, I'm tempted to someday, but especially with my job, I can move it anywhere in the country easily if I wanted to.
With the mail, they will transfer you no problem, right?
Well, it might take some time to process and get on the list and get moved, but eventually I could get my job moved to wherever in the country I would want to if
Okay,
I decide to do that at some point.
that's great. Meg saying, yes, come to Georgia. We'll be neighbors.
I know, right? Yeah, I am tempted by Georgia, Meg. It's a lot nicer down there, and winters are a lot milder compared to up here. But heck, it's November 30th going on December 1st, and we don't have any snow or ice yet.
Yeah, today was 70 degrees here in Tulsa. So,
Yeah, today we topped out around 45 up here. Like right now, it's 39. It's not terrible, but it's pretty warm for the end of November. That's why I left in November because November is usually when it starts to go downhill here. And it actually turns out we had a pretty mild November up here.
yeah, it looks like it's mild right now. It looks like the winters is making us wait just a little bit longer.
Yeah, but no, I had fun, Rafi. I think I shipped home about 50 pounds, no, about 75 pounds worth of stuff between my new suitcase I bought and then in Montana. Have you ever heard of a huckleberry?
Hmm.
Yeah, I bought a suitcase in Kalispell, Montana, and I filled it to the brim with huckleberry stuff the other day in Montana that I brought back here. And then I had about, I think I ended up shipping 5 or 6 boxes of stuff home along the way. And then I have that other suitcase that I used for all the new stuff. I used that as packing in a bunch of Bucky stuff that I already got. It's like, well, I might as well ship this stuff home too in there. And it actually got home pretty quick. It only took about 3 days for it to get from Texas to Minnesota
So,
here.
was somebody there to pick it up?
Yeah, I went to my folks,
Okay.
so they were able to grab it and bring it inside. No, so I had fun on this journey, but Rafi, at some point we all gotta get back to real life,
I know, I know. It's like whenever I got out of Mardi Gras, I didn't want to go back to work. And now that I'm getting on the Virgin, I know I want to go back to work. But
Yeah. How long's your Virgin cruise, Rafi?
it's just 5 days, but it's free. So,
Oh, can't say no to that. But
exactly.
but no, that's a part of the thing too. I like doing my own thing compared to cruising. I don't hate cruising, maybe someday, but I like setting up my own thing. Like some people ask me what travel agent I use or whatever. I set up this whole trip myself.
Hmm. Yeah, whenever I travel, I usually do it by myself, except
Yeah,
except for these group cruises because there's a assigned travel agent that you have to talk to just so
yeah,
you can be part of the group. But I usually just do all my traveling uh just by myself. Yeah.
yeah. Me too.
So.
Because it's easier. And Rafi, if you're doing know what you're doing, it's not that hard.
Mhm. Yeah, because I am a travel agent, but I don't really use it for helping people. I mean, if they want to, I'd be happy to. But I hate being on the phone, especially now, being on the phone for hours trying to change things on
Yeah,
the
I hate it.
cruise
Or like
line.
being fighting travel insurance companies to pay out what they need to pay out.
Yeah, and that if you have travel agent, they will be the ones calling, right? Uh,
Yeah, but
but
I am the kind of person I'm not going to give up on it. I'm going to give them probably another week before I start calling and be like, "Where's my money? Where's my money?"
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I use it so I can get my discount myself. So it's like, how do you travel with Disney so much? It's like book it myself, and then I get my commission. So that's how I get the discount
Yeah,
because it will be cheaper. But if you book it yourself, not being a travel agent, you're gonna pay the full price.
yeah,
And the same thing is like whenever I book Disney, I usually pay it with gift cards. that I buy at Target for 5% off. So I'm already getting 5% off on my whole cruise, plus whatever money I get back to myself. So that's
Yeah,
how I can, little things like that. It's 5% here, 5% here. It makes a big difference on
yeah,
a big cruise like that.
yeah. But no, it was one trip. It was a trip for the record books, and like I said, I don't think I'll ever have another vacation as awesome as that one. So much stuff packed into 1 month.
Okay. All right. Well, it's about time. It's about time to go over here. So let me
About
put
time to
in
head
your
over to our friends Bill and Lucy.
correct. I just put in your link one more time. Please,
Appreciate it, Rafi.
please make sure that you check out traveling with Nick P. I'm sure you're gonna put more videos out once you
Yeah,
get home and you edit all your stuff.
yeah. There's some more I can go through and dig out. Like I even found some old school ones that were pertain to what I did on this trip that I can throw up to. But
Hmm.
I'll see what I can find. I put a lot of stuff up already. Don't know how many more I'm going to be able to put out on this trip, but I will take a look and I will see.
Yeah, the good thing is you were on a train. Train usually probably has better Wi-Fi,
There
and
is no Wi-Fi in most of them. Most of it
really,
is my mobile network.
oh, wow, that's surprising.
Yeah, but then again, Rafi, their Wi-Fi would be the same thing as my phone, bouncing off of mobile networks.
Mm, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, so not that much better on the cruise either. And
yeah.
let's say Meg is saying great conversation,
Thanks,
and
Meg.
Hanley is saying very interesting live. Looking forward to the videos, Nick P. And
Thanks, Ann.
yeah, Anne is great. We got to meet her on the Mardi Gras. Love her to death. I mean, she's fantastic. But let's go, everybody, to MDN Family Travel.
Heck
And
yeah, that's where I'm
you
heading
want to
after
say
this.
the last word, Nick, for you?
Is it's not what I learned on the train and about whatever travel you do is it's not about the destination, it's about the journey getting there and the people you meet along the way, because it can really change your perspective on life, the people you meet.
Exactly. I feel the same way. Like I always say, life is short. Travel more.
Travel more.
And yeah, I mean, traveling, you meet people that you click right away. It's like right there, Alma and Ronnie, uh, and I mean all of these people that they are on the chat, incredible people. And the people that you meet on YouTube usually they are the same, as genuine on the
Yeah.
screen as they are in person.
Well, that's like I'll say, Rafi, as we're closing here, the guys coming, the two coming up next, Bill and Lucy, they're both the same as you see on video as they are in person. They're both awesome.
There we go, guys. So see you later. Go to Bill and Lucy and wait a second, Nick, so we can talk a second.
Yeah, I'll wait.